So when it comes to the whole Moist and Sneako situation, I'm glad to say that I'm pretty unbiased when it comes to this whole thing. I've been watching Moist's commentaries for a long time now, and they're always a good time to watch. I really enjoy his humor and his witty lines. And as for Sneako, I don't really watch him at all. The most I've gotten out of him was like a couple TikTok clips, and some of them were actually pretty based. While I don't agree with the whole manosphere debacle, and I've talked about this in one of my members only videos, specifically talking about Andrew Tate, I don't necessarily think that the manosphere guys I don't think they're the best example of as to what I would model to be as a man, for whatever that's worth to say nowadays. And I personally don't really think that they set an example that I would want to follow. And this video is going to really explain exactly what I'm talking about. Setting the example. There's nothing wrong with wanting to motivate men, wanting to show them a better way of living. But it's how you walk is what people see. The way you talk, that also needs to match. But the behavior that I'm seeing from Sneako, at least in this video particularly, isn't exactly conducive of someone that I personally would be inspired by. So for those of you who don't know, Moist and Sneako, they've been having a little beef recently. And this is mainly related to the video that Moist made on him and about the Tate brothers. I guess Sneako wasn't too thrilled about it, so he had some words to say. I'm not going to really go over the whole thing, and I'm definitely not going to play all of it. It's a lot. This guy really has a lot to say, and for what it's worth, he has a right to his opinion. Where I think it goes wrong, again, is the way he's portraying himself and the irresponsibility that I am seeing in this video. Guys, I'm going to play the clips, we'll discuss after, but I've got a lot to say when it comes to this. Here's the first clip. I'm going to show you some things from Sneako from his VOD. Here you see that he's mainly insulting Moist Critical.
Anything about real men, don't talk about Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit, and myself, and don't talk about alpha males all the time. If you are admitting that you're not a real man, you're talking all this smack behind the camera, but you can't do it in real life, I would fold your I would beat the shit out of you. Hold that L.
Voice crack, wild stream.
It's been a pretty wild stream. You said watch your clips. I'm talking to you right now. Tell me. Tell me. I'm not watching your clips. Tell that to your chat. Let's pull up. Were you in Tampa? Say that shit in my face. I ain't watching no clips on Twitch on a bot platform. I know you listening to me right now. You in Tampa? Tell that to my face. If you really stand on it. If you're a real man, stand on it and tell me to my face.
So the guy,
he starts to dance around with the gun, pointing it at the screen, and mainly talking about how he can't do this on Twitch, but he can do this on a Rumble. Now, here's a couple clips of the response that Moist Critical did to this whole situation, and then we'll discuss the whole thing after, guys. I just want to give you the full context before I say anything.
Okay, so he started dancing around with the gun and threatening to come shoot me. So he kept saying, "Oh, you're in Tampa, right? I'll come see you," waving his gun around and dancing.
You want to watch my clips? Watch my clips. Watch my clips. You want me to watch your clips? Watch my clips. These are the only clips I'm watching, you were?
Now, the reason he keeps saying watch my clips while threatening me here is because during the stream, I couldn't watch him live because he just kept shouting slurs. So I said watch my clips to see what I was saying about you. I had to communicate via Twitch clips. And I'm sorry to be that guy, this is like the grammar police of guns, but he's a imbecile, you absolute buffoon. What you have there is not clips. These are mags. They're mags, not clips. The same way that this is also a mag. They're all mags. Stop saying clips, you look stupid here.
Also, one of the things that Moist Critical does not show, in fairness to Sneako again, is there is a part where Sneako does say that he is not being serious and that he is joking about the whole clips thing he just said. So let me play that for you.
They're mags, not clips. I'm joking, Chad. It's all a joke, police, blah, blah, blah. I'm just joking. I don't actually, come on. Joking, I'm joking. That wasn't a threat. That was not a threat. I just said watch the clips. Joke. Clip that. Get mad.
Now, if any of you know a little bit of law, you would understand why he said that. Guys, look, I get it. We get heated. We have our moments. And maybe when you are riled up, you may say or do things that is irresponsible. When it comes to guns, gun safety, and the overall message behind why you should own one, it really gets tainted when you do stuff like this. While Sneako can say that it was all just a joke, I've seen people get locked up and put in prison for threats that were less obvious than this. Guys, if not for Moist being so nonchalant about the whole thing, he seems to really not take Sneako seriously at all. But I feel like if he were to take it to the extent to where it could go, Sneako could be losing a lot more than just his ability to stream on Rumble. He could be losing his freedom to own a firearm. And while nothing could be founded, if Moist Critical doesn't even want to press any charges or anything like that, that's his prerogative. But at the very best, Sneako could lose his weapons and never have the right to carry a weapon ever again. Do you know how many times officers have locked up people for doing things like this, for showing what could be portrayed as a threat? Sneako, this is not a responsible use of your right to self-defense. While a lot of people can't even have that privilege, you do. You should be responsible in the way you carry yourself with that. A firearm is supposed to be a tool used for self-defense, mainly, especially if you carry a pistol on you, whether it be around the house or in a city environment or any of the sort. If you're going to be carrying a weapon, you need to be responsible, and flexing it around like you're some teenage rapper from God knows where, it is not the way to conduct yourself as a so-called man, as a representative of the manosphere. This is the most juvenile thing I've ever seen. This is textbook idiocy. So many times people get locked up for doing stuff like this, and now you're risking and jeopardizing your personal freedom and your rights to carry for what? Some publicity stunt? Listen, I understand. I get it. You're trying to get clout, you're trying to grow, and you're doing well for yourself. But doing this is not the way. You could say a million things over on Rumble. I get it. You can do all types of publicity stunts. This ain't it, Chief. And you're very lucky, and it seems very fortunate that, again, Moist seems very nonchalant about the whole thing. He seems to more just be memeing him about the whole Clips thing. But I'm telling you, you run into the wrong person who really takes these threats seriously, and you're going to end up locked up faster than you can even say the words Rumble. It's embarrassing, it's sad, and it really shows why us as Americans have such a bad reputation for gun ownership, gun safety, right? I was even a little cringed out by Moist Critical doing that. Flexing guns in general, as someone who is an advocate of self-protection, right, has always been just really cringe to me. You know what I mean? Because, okay, why would you intentionally put that out there and make yourself a target to people who may want those weapons? Or at the very least, if they are going to do something to you, they're going to know, well, I know he has a pistol, so let me do this a certain way. Why would you want to ever advertise that? Again, as someone who is a huge fan of guns, all types, I love going to the range. I enjoy myself. It is part of my daily life. You do not, I repeat, for the young men out there and even the young women, if you want to carry a firearm for self-protection, one of the absolute worst things you can do is advertise that to the world. Real G's move in silence, and the OGs know what I'm talking about. You don't go around flexing your gun to a camera. It does not make you hard. It makes you look almost pathetic and a sad attempt at what exactly I don't know. This is not something you do, man. And this is something that seems to be very prevalent in the new generation, where they love to go online and flash guns. It is the most idiotic thing I've ever seen. Conduct yourself responsibly. Be a responsible firearm owner, or you will, in fact, lose your privileges. Now, I don't know what state he's in. I know he says that he's 3 hours away, apparently, from Tampa. That's what he kept repeating. That's what he kept saying, because he kept saying, I'll pull up on you, I'll pull up on you, which is absolutely asinine, mind you. It is just a sad representation of what you should be doing if you are to be a responsible gun owner. Like I said, I cannot begin to grasp the idiocy of this whole thing. I really wish Sneako would take this moment and reflect upon what he's doing. Maybe realize that while his newfound success on Rumble could be a gift, he can very easily make it a curse if he continues down this path to where he is making these threats. Whether vague or not, you can apologize all you want. It does not mean that you won't lose your privileges, man. You gotta be careful with that type of stuff. You gotta be careful with what you say. If you are a firearm owner, you gotta move a certain way, guys. And the same thing goes to Moist. His little firearm safety was a little cringe too, you know what I mean? Pointing it a little bit towards the monitor. That wasn't the smartest thing. And while I understand, again, I'm not a big fan of flashing guns. I am all for maybe showing them for educational purposes, which Moist did. I understand he was trying to meme on him a little bit and educate him on what the difference is between a magazine and a clip. Got it. Okay. But still, man, do not stoop to this guy's level. All right. It just makes everyone look just like they're out trying to outflex each other. I know Moist even did it at one point, and I'm just like, dude, like, you guys are better than this. But again, this is all internet drama. They probably don't mean any of it, and it's all for clout, I'm sure. That's the one thing I would say, guys, that really bothered me, at least enough to make a video about this. If you're gonna have a firearm, be responsible, okay? That's it. It's not a joke. It's not a game. It's not a toy for you to flash around like some type of Nerf gun, okay? People can get hurt. This is not a game, guys. That's it. I'm signing out. That's all I gotta say about this. It's ridiculous.